We're here in the Marcy Hotel on West Street in Drogheda. In recent years it was known as the West Court Hotel, and before that it was the White Horse Inn. That was its name in 1947 on a night when it had a very famous visitor, Clive Staples Lewis. Now in 1947, Lewis hadn't yet published his famous Narnia books, but he was still well known throughout the world for his books like The Problem of Pain and The Screwtape Letters. The night he stayed here, he didn't just kick back in his room. In fact, he wrote an essay that was later published under the title Some Thoughts. It's a brief but brilliant explanation of Christian concern for the sick. And he wrote it in support of a local hospital, Our Lady of Lourdes Hospital, and the work of the medical missionaries of Mary there. In it, he traces the history of Christian medical work through the medical missionaries of Mary and medieval hospitals like the old abbey just down the road here, and back to our Lord himself, who said, "When I was sick, you visited me." And Lewis points out the rationale for Christian medical work. He says that we Christians, we regard death as an enemy. We're not frightened of it, but we're not friends with it either. And so it is very appropriate to do the kind of works that the medical missionaries of Mary were doing, to fight against death, he says, skillfully and calmly. But why was C.S. Lewis, a Belfast Protestant, writing an essay in support of a Catholic order of nuns? The answer is unexpectedly moving. C.S. Lewis was in Drogheda that night because his brother Warnie was being cared for by the nuns in the hospital. Warnie was a former soldier and battled alcoholism for many years. And for many years he had visited Drogheda and visited this hospital in order to be dried out, to be detoxed. And the nuns cared for him year after year, up to his death. Warnie, for his part, had been initially suspicious of the nuns. At the time, he writes that he regarded the Roman Catholic world as sinister and ogreish. He had almost no exposure to the life of the Catholic Church. But it was in Drogheda that his prejudices fell away. He wrote later to a friend, "The first thing that strikes you in this place is the radiant happiness of these holy and very lovable women, from Mother Mary Martin down to the youngest novice. Whatever else it is," he says, "theirs is a life of joy and laughter." Warnie, through his long battle against the disease of alcoholism, found in Our Lady of Lourdes Hospital a place of gentle care. And he describes it as a fortress of happy, valiant Christianity. That night in the White Horse Inn, C.S. Lewis wrote a well-argued essay using all his intellectual skills. But he did it with a grateful heart, grateful to the medical missionaries of Mary for the care they offered his beloved brother.